Okay. Actually, if you guys want to mute your microphones, and then we can just do like a Q&A at the end, if you guys have any questions. And we will go ahead and get started. I guess first things first, I've got Lisa here with me, and I kind of just wanted to go over some of the things that we added to dotloop. We are certainly not experts in dotloop at this point. 2.5 months ago was the first time that I ever logged into dotloop or ever used dotloop, so we are getting the hang of it. But I think, for like a lot of the advanced training and a lot of other dotloop, there's a million different things you can do with it, so a lot of their training would be helpful for some of the advanced stuff. And we've done, I don't know if any of you guys have done any of the training, but we did like the advanced agent training, and we can send you guys out a link to that training after we're done with this. We'll shoot it out to everyone that we got signed up with dotloop. So basically, there are a couple of reasons why we wanted to roll out dotloop to everyone at the brokerage that is doing a decent volume of transactions. And the main reason is that I am constantly thinking about what would happen if we were audited again by the IDFPR, which is inevitable. We've been audited before, but it's been a long time. And right now, our current system is that anyone that has a transaction or a new listing, we're just requesting that they submit their documents to Lisa and I, and then we save it in Google Drive and keep copies of everything. Which some of the agents are great at that, and some are not. I appreciate everyone that gets everything submitted to us, and that's super helpful. However, the people that don't always get them submitted, that's what I'm afraid of. The next time our audit rolls around and the IDFPR comes here and says, "Hey, Matt, give me documents for this, and this transaction," and I don't have them, and I don't have them in a central location. So that's one of the reasons we wanted to add dotloop, and then the other, we wanted to provide a service to our brokers, free e-signature software. I know a lot of you guys were paying for other services. We're certainly not requiring any of the brokers to use dotloop as their e-signature software. The only requirement that we do have is that they upload the minimum required documents into dotloop in order to get paid a commission check. So basically, we're talking about on the listing side, listing agreement, all the property disclosures, signed contract, and settlement statement. And then on the buyer side, it would be the contract, all signed disclosures, settlement statement. If you want to put more information in there, that is certainly fine as well. dotloop allows us to have unlimited free storage. So basically, it's going to be a place where we can keep all of our documents, and when they're all uploaded, we'll have everything in one central location. And the next time we're audited, if the auditor asks for any transaction, I will have everything ready to go in one place. So basically, now we've always had a policy where we would pay the commission the same day as it closes. As long as we were notified within a reasonable time frame, we would get it paid the same day. Now the new policy will be that we'll get paid the same day. Everybody will still get paid the same day. It'll just be the same day that your dotloop documents are approved. As long as it's by, say, 1 p.m. on a business day, you can still get paid that same day. As long as we have all the documents in dotloop, we'll get you paid. So there's 4 main things that I just want to go over with quickly today. and that would be specific to our brokerage. Again, there's tons of training out there. I think we emailed out a lot of the training when we sent out that initial .loop email, so you guys can go back and do a lot of that training. I wanted to go over some of the specifics to Suburban Life Realty. So there's 4 main things. We created templates for you guys for buyer side transactions, for the listing side, and then I want to go over the requirements for you guys to get paid commission check in .loop. So what you have to do on both the buyer side and the seller side, what needs to be uploaded and how to do it. And then, if you guys have any questions at the end, we can go over those as well. So first, I just want to go over some quick basics about .loop. And the thing I like best about .loop is how it autofills. You can autofill documents very easily. You can, once you get the hang of it and get everything to the point where you can autofill it, I mean, we can write up offers in 10 minutes and have everything ready to go by just, doing an autofill, reviewing a few fields, and then sending it over to a client. So the first thing is the My Account section, and that will help a lot with your autofill. So if you're autofilling a document, a lot of your personal information, if you add yourself as the broker on that transaction, it'll autofill everything from your account section. So the first thing I would do if you guys are going to be using .loop for your e-signature software is to go in here and update all of your information in your My Account section. And you can obviously put in contact information, office address. You can also add in your license number and things like that. So the first thing I wanted to go over is creating a loop. So basically, if anyone uses other software or DocuSign or something like that, they're called folders. In .loop, they're called loops. So if you click on the top here and you go to loops, the first thing I'll go over is the buying side, and then we'll quickly touch on the listing side and then the commission payment requirements. So first thing you do is click loop, add loop, and the nice thing about .loop as well is that it autofills a lot of the information from the MLS. So I'll just make up an address. If this were a listing on the MLS, you would have the option to autofill a lot of the information that comes directly from the MLS. So first you put in the property address, which actually for the buying side we put in the client's name. We'll start over. Add loop. So we'll say Jane Buyer. And you can still add the autofill all the information from the MLS, even though you're not putting in the address. So what we did, Suburban Life Realty, our account, we added in a bunch of documents. We also added in loop templates. So we've got the listing template, buying template, and then these commission payment templates are what we're going to be going over today. So the first one would be the buying template. If you click that, continue, don't need to add a photo, and it creates a loop, and within the loop, we've uploaded interactive documents that you can use. It automatically pops up with the multi-board contract, commission worksheet, which is our internal document, disclosure of buyer's designated agent, and then there's a placeholder for property disclosures. So if you upload property disclosures, we can add that into this placeholder. So normally when you're adding buying documents, you'll have the multi-board contract, and then you'll want to add the disclosures in as well. So there's a few ways to add documents. If you click this Add Document button, it pops up Templates, Browse, and Email. So typically, when you're on the buying side, we'll have property disclosures that we've either downloaded from the MLS or that an agent has emailed over to us. So we would probably use the browse or the email button. Real quick, I'll go over the email. It's kind of nice if you're using like an iPad or a mobile phone. If you click this email, say an agent emailed you the documents and they were in your email as an attachment, it gives you this crazy long clipboard copy that you can hit the copy to clipboard, and then you go into your email and you go to something that has an attachment and you can forward this, and when you hit forward you can paste it into the email, and when I hit send it will automatically send this document into our loop, which is pretty cool. If you're working in the mobile app or on an iPad, it works really well. So most of the time though, you'll probably be browsing your files, and I created a folder for training forms, and we can just select the property disclosures. Read on property disclosure lead paint. Hit open and it'll bring all the documents into your loop. So once we have all that information in there, we need to add the people from our transaction and add all of their information. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can click here and add person under the people category, and then you can fill in all their information, or you can just select all the documents that you're going to need for this offer, and then if you click open, it'll bring up a autofill option. And here we can add in all the information for, so say we have a buyer, add person, change buyer, and you can add in all their information, add person, and then if there's more than one buyer, add in their info. You can add in your loan officers, attorneys, and it will autofill all of this information. Also, you add in your property address. And sale price would be $1 million. And then you click autofill, and it will fill in all the information into your documents, and you can see the initials are already filled in. Once you click that button, you have to go through, click a few other boxes, financing, contingency, a few different fields, and then you can basically hit save and share, and this will send out to your buyers to sign. So once you get that autofill screen done and completed, you can whip through an offer pretty quickly. And then again, a lot of the information on page 13 will all be filled out. If I had put myself as the broker, all this would be filled out. So that is a really nice feature. Once I hit save and share, click share, and it'll send it out to everyone that needs to sign and initial this document. So that's the basics on buyer side loop. Do you have anything you think we need to add? Or?
No, not
okay.
so far.
All right. So next we can go through the listing side. And very similar, we'll go in, click add loop, and this is when we would put in the property address instead of the client name. Continue. And then we select the loop template. This time we would select listing template. Continue. You can put in a photo if you'd like. And then we hit finish, view loop. So now we've also got the template that we put together for the listing side, and this is a different set of documents that we interactive documents that we put together for anyone who has a listing. And again, we've got some placeholders, the fully executed contract. You can put in this placeholder, earnest money receipt, and you can add any other documents into these loops that you would like. Again, you could use it as your own storage if you'd like, because we do have unlimited storage with the premium account. So with this loop, we can again open up all the documents, and actually let me hang on one second. Exclusive right to sell, disclosure of lead paint, radon disclosure, property disclosures. We can open up all these, and again, it will bring up the autofill where we can add people, add the property address, put all our information into this screen, and then hit autofill, and it will fill in all the documents for us. Again, you'll have to go through, change a few fields, but the majority of the information will be in there. And then you, again, hit share, and it will send it out to anyone that needs to sign or initial these documents. Is there anything you want to add to that part?
Good.
Okay. Sorry, we had someone walk into the office and wanted to talk to me. Again, with the listing template, we've got the commission statement and the commission worksheet within this loop. So we turn this into a interactive document where you can actually complete your commission statement within the loop and fill in any information here, just like we used to do with the paper copy. But with this, once you're done with it, you can, if you're using this for your e-signature software, you can, if everything is ready, you can click submit for review, and it will automatically go over to us, Lisa and I, in order for us to review it and get you paid. We can do it directly from this loop once you hit submit review. Hold on one sec. Okay. And then if you want to submit with it the earnest money receipt, you can also send that over. Anything else we need to talk about in here as far as the listing template? I think we're good there. So we can go over our commission payment requirements now. Okay, so now basically if you're using dotloop for your e-signature software, you can submit for review all the documents that we need in order for you to get paid right from your buyer template or right from your listing template. If you're not going to use it for your e-signature software and just use it to send documents to us, you can add a loop for the requirements to get paid. So here we would add the property address, hit continue, and now for the template we've got purchase documents for commission payment and listing documents for commission payment. So we'll do the commission documents first. Create the loop, view loop, and here you've got your commission worksheet, which is the same that we've always done. It's just now it's an interactive document that you can fill out on dotloop. So same as before, you fill it out the same way, you're just typing it in instead of writing on the sheet. And again, if you don't have the documents within dotloop, we can add the PDF copies. So say you got a commission or you got a contract that's signed in DocuSign or handwritten, you can just add the document as a PDF, hit browse, open the contract, and it uploads to this loop. Now these are all the documents that are required in order to get paid. It says required right next to them. So we need to make sure that we have something submitted for the real estate contract. So all you do is you take this and hover over the placeholder and it says replace with multi-board real estate contract. So now we've got something in that field that needs to be for what needs to be submitted. Okay. Same thing with the settlement statement and property disclosures. So we'll need something in those placeholders in order for this to work properly. So this is a rate on disclosure, but we'll put it over the settlement statement just for the purposes of this training. Property disclosure. And then there's optional earnest money receipt and copy of the commission check. If you guys want to send us a copy of the commission check ahead of time, or if you want to have the commission check mailed to the office directly, we can pay it, and we should be able to pay it completely electronically if you have the check mailed to the office. Obviously, we need to get the check in our hands first before we can cut a commission check. And once we have all of these documents completed or the PDFs in the placeholder, you can check all these boxes. And again, you hit submit for review and it'll automatically go directly to Lisa and I for one of us to review it. Once we take a look at it, we can either suggest that something needs to be changed or we approve it. If something needs to be changed, it will get sent back to you and there'll be a note on there that says, hey, you need to update this or you missed an initial here. And it'll send that back over to you and you can make the change and then submit it again and then we'll approve it and get you paid. Anything else? We're good?
Yeah.
Apparently I'm not missing anything.
No, I have my notes here and I'm checking them all out.
Okay. And you don't need to add anyone in the people section. You just need to hit submit review and it'll go directly to us. We will do it on the listing side as well. Same thing, if you're not using .loop as your e-signature software, you would just add the property address, listing documents for commission payment, click continue, add a photo if you want, and view loop. So very similar. Property disclosures are required, settlement statement, contract, commission worksheet, and you can also do the commission statement in this loop as well if you'd like. So that's just your normal commission statement that you send to the attorney in order to put it on the settlement statement. And again, commission worksheet is an interactive document that you can add, fill in right in .loop. And then you need to upload the minimum required documents. Again, if you want to add anything else, we've had some agents already that have submitted things and added, a copy of the inspection report or whatever other documents they need to keep track of their transaction, and just kind of used it for storage purposes as well. One other thing, and this is for any loop, if you're going to be using .loop as your e-signature software, I forgot to touch on it earlier, but all the realtor associations that we're a member of, we've uploaded all of their documents, all of their contracts, all of their forms into .loop, and you guys now have access to all of those, except Chicago Association of Realtors. For whatever reason, they require us to put in our Realtor Association number, I believe. So NRDS number. But if you click add document, which I don't know if you guys, everybody knows this, but we have primary membership at Fox Valley, and then we've got memberships at basically every other realtor association in the area. They all have, a few different documents that others may not have. Some of them have their own escalation clauses. Some of them have different land contracts. So you now have access to all of those through .loop. So if you're looking to go through those contracts or you want to add one of them to any of your loops, you can click on this templates, and if you scroll down, we've got IAR interactive documents, CAR interactive forms, Main Street, RAFV, and they're all fillable forms now within .loop. So you have access to all of those contracts, which is a nice feature. I know a lot of times people will call and say, hey, where do I find this form? Or do you have a copy of this form? Now everything is available within this one system. Let's see. One other quick thing I wanted to go over is if you are meeting, I'll go back to one of the, maybe say the buyer loop. If you're meeting with a client in person, you can actually go into your documents and you can still sign electronically, but have them do it right in front of you. If you have like a laptop or an iPad, you can have them sign the documents right where you are by hosting an in-person signing is what they call it. So you can open up all the documents. You've got all the places where they need to initial, and you can go under more, and you click host in-person signing. And once you do that, they will be able to click through and sign it right in front of you without having to log into their email. They can just do it on your laptop or your iPad or your phone, and they can sign all the documents while you're standing right there with them. So that is another nice feature. And one other thing that we really like that dotloop provides, and some of this they'll go over if you guys watch the advanced agent training that we're going to send out to you. Say you are working with a seller and someone sends you over an offer and you've agreed to the terms, they update the contract, they send it over to you, and it's just a PDF document. We set up a template that is called co-op contract, and we'll provide it to you guys. I think we have to put it into our folder still,
Okay.
but we'll make sure you guys have access to it. And I'll show you what that does really quick. So let's say someone emailed me over a PDF. I can browse, open up that PDF. And what you do is you open it, and under File, you click Apply Template. And if we click Co-op Contract, we've made a template to put initials everywhere for the seller or anything that we would need to fill out for a seller contract. So if we click the co-op contract and click apply, it gives us text box to put in the seller's name. It puts initials everywhere that the seller needs to initial. And it will put text boxes on page 13 as well, anywhere they need to initial here. And then all the text boxes that we need on page 13. So then what we can do is click autofill. And it'll bring up our roles. We can add people. You can add additional sellers. You can add the attorney again. And then you would click autofill, and it will fill in everything on that contract. So you can get a seller's contract ready to go in less than 10 minutes. So that is a nice time-saving feature as well. Again, there's a million different things you can do with dotloop. We will send you out the link to that advanced agent training, and I think it's definitely worthwhile. There's a lot of good tidbits in there. I mean, if you're planning on using it for your e-signature software, I would say it's definitely necessary to watch that. I think that's everything that I wanted to go over. If you guys have questions, let me know. I don't know if you guys want to unmute your microphones. If you can think of any questions, feel free to ask them now. You guys have anything? Jim, Tom? I think, oops, you're still muted, Jim. Let me, hold on. You might have to unmute yourself, Jim. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it says I can't unmute you, Jim. So you gotta. There you go. Oh, you just had it.
There we go.
Okay, got it.
Yep, I was trying to go up on the screen. How do I access Loop? How do I get into this now? Do I just go to Loop and put my information in, or how do I do this?
Yeah, so that should have been it, that. All the login information is in the initial email that we sent over to you. But if you just go to oops, I gotta log out.
I'll have to dig that up. That came a while back. I'm sorry we didn't. I don't know if I saved that.
So yeah, you go to .loop.com, and there's a sign in. It asks for your email, your password. So it's just your Suburban Life email, and then whatever password. Is the password sent with that email?
Yes.
Or at least there's either a password or a link to
Reset it.
to reset it, and then that'll log you in and bring you to your Loop home screen. And are you using like DocuSign or something now, Jim? Is that what you?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to play around with this, basically what we did when we started is we kept our DocuSign account and just played around with it until, because most of them, they won't let you just cancel. You're locked in for a certain time period. And we just slowly started using it. And if we, had to use DocuSign, we would, but until we learned everything that we could do in .loop, and but now we're using it full time.
Right, my DocuSign, I think thing's coming up. I'm gonna have to figure out the minimum payment on it, and then I'll go with that.
Yeah, this should hopefully save you some money. The one issue that we've had that I don't really care for is that you cannot use the same email address for both parties that are signing a contract, or more than one party that's signing a contract. So what we've had to do is, if say you've got someone that only has one email address, we've had to basically put it in a loop, put the one person, all their initials on there, have them sign it, and then download a copy of the contract. So it creates a PDF and you download it, and then you upload it back into .loop and basically add the person's name and the other person's name and put the same email in there, and then it'll work. So there's a little bit of a workaround for that. I guess it's a security thing that they don't want the same email for two people, that they're, one person would be signing for both parties to the contract then. So I'm assuming that's the reasoning behind it, but I don't really agree with it, because we seem to have, clients that share an email.
Yeah, I just did that.
But I mean, there is a workaround for it. It's just a little bit of a pain compared to like DocuSign or something like that.
Well, that doesn't happen that often, but it happened recently.
Yeah, I mean, I would say most people have an email address at this point, but we do come across it.
Okay. Well, thanks, Matt.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else you guys want to ask?
Just got to work with it.
Yeah,
Questions.
that's sort of what we did, and it just takes a little bit of time. I'm hoping that there's not too much of a struggle with the commission payment stuff. I think that's fairly straightforward, and I'm not trying to make things harder or a pain for anyone. It's just that not knowing for sure that I have all the documents that I need that are required by the state. I mean, we've had issues with people where they won't even tell me that they're listing a property, and we have to go into the MLS and find an active listing. So, I mean, I think we just need something that, and obviously the best way to make sure you're getting all the documents you need is to not pay people until they give me everything I need.
The power of the purse.
Incentive.
Yeah. That's the only time I have any leverage to get documents.
I don't
So.
blame you, I would. Nothing speaks like somebody's money.
Yeah. So. All right. Anything else?
Work with a little bit, just about.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, feel free. You can contact us if you have questions, or the Dot Loop. They've got a support number. We can email out. They've got a specific website just for support and training. So we'll email that out to you guys as well. And just let me know if you need anything, okay?
Appreciate it, Matt. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Yep, take care. Bye-bye.